let's start with one explanation which might be critical for business people. When we are talking about storing the data with the people who generate it, we are not talking about technical, like you need to have your own server and you will not be able to use the beautiful data lake that somebody, your infrastructure team built for you. We are not saying in data mesh that you should store it on your laptops. The infrastructure can have data lake, they can have data warehouse or whatever architecture you are using. It's about the ownership. So you as a business team, you own this data and you have support depending on the size of your team and the scale of the data that you are processing. It might be completely dedicated team for your data needs, or it might be part of the team, but these people, they are you become part of the joint team. So this is an important remark. Now about the storefronts. A friend of mine and co-author of Data Mesh in Action, he likes to talk about data marketplace. So you have a storefront, of course, but now what you need is a place where you can come and look at different storefronts. So metadata management becomes critical, having the data catalog or master data management or whatever solution you will come up with. But and if you have just the storefronts, you are getting close to data fabric, which is another architecture. The difference between data mesh and data fabric is that the data mesh has this governance, deep governance, embedded into its structure. So you mentioned that there is a central governance team which works on the policy level and standards level, and you have this localized data owners who have flexibility to operate as their business unit or business domain, we will talk about it in a minute, requires. But the connections are strictly governed by the centralized platform, which is provided to ensure and enforce the governance rules upon data mesh users. So if you want to open your storefront, you have someone coming over and checking if your storefront adheres to the standard. If the metadata is sufficiently filled, that there are no fields like, oh, I will fill it one day when I will have a mood for it. If the quality of the data that you provide is sufficient and ensures that if you have a product on your storefront, you actually have it, and there is a proper versioning of the contracts for your product delivery. There are again new technological solutions like the data contracts, which are supposed to automatically connect data producers with data consumers or whatnots. But again, it's data mesh assumes that the data stores or data products, in fact, will be connected to a mesh which will ensure the proper governance. So it's not a goodwill. It's a set of strict and business-decided rules which everyone needs to adhere to ensure security, findability, accessibility, reusability of data, interoperability as well.
Listen to Between Data and Risk podcast